Today we're looking at secure document transfer options. Most businesses have a requirement to transfer documents, and many of those documents can be sensitive. They can either be personally sensitive or commercially sensitive, and there's an obligation to transfer those documents in an appropriate manner. Additionally, we're living in an electronic world, and in this world, many of those documents that you transfer, you need to not simply transfer them, but be able to demonstrate that you've transferred them. This demonstration of transfer needs to be consistent with EU and UK regulation. So where are we today? Many people use email and still use email with a little bit of guilt, and that guilt is well founded. The problems are that emails are stored on multiple servers and backups, and those backups can last for a considerable amount of time. Users can be casual with access control, particularly in domestic settings. These type of transfers do not issue a certificate that will be required on many occasions. Emails can be forwarded to others, and of course are a top source for cybercrime. Global cybercrime is expected to hit over 10 trillion this year, and over 90% of successful cyber attacks begin with email. So what are the other options? We can look at shared drives, and two of the most common are OneDrive and Google Drive, and other closed groups also have their own groups, typically built in Microsoft environments to transfer documents. This is great if you're in a closed group, and that works particularly well. The other options are looking at the transfer services. The two leading players in Europe are Dropbox and WeTransfer. I did a Google of transfer apps, and this is what came up in Google, strangely enough with Google on the top left-hand side. We can see WeTransfer and Dropbox there. I've also selected Zender because Zender is a name that's familiar to me, and it came top on Google search. So we're going to look at these briefly. If we look at Dropbox first, Dropbox is designed to store your files. However, the controlling law is Californian law, and while they say this law doesn't override other laws, fundamentally the Californian law is what governs your agreement with Dropbox. Dropbox also, they are really interested in the storage of your documents. So as you can see, if you choose the Essentials package, you get 3 terabytes of storage. And even when you delete your files, they're not actually deleted. You've got 180 days to restore them. So their main thing is about document management or document storage as opposed to transfer. Now we look at WeTransfer. WeTransfer does not claim any ownership of your content. However, if you look at clause 10.5, WeTransfer requires a license from you with regards to the content. And it states that you hereby grant us an unlimited worldwide royalty-free sub-licensable and transferable license to use, host, store, scan, search, sort, index, create, preview, and reproduce, communicate, and publish all of your data for the purpose of commercialization. Be aware. Lastly, looking at Zender. Zender is a little bit more frank. You acknowledge that user content will be made publicly available and is not confidential. So you get a sense of what it's like. Making sense of this whole sector, a way of looking at it is that you split them into 2 different categories. There are those that store and transfer documents and those that transfer only. That whole group that I showed primarily store and transfer documents. And typically the hallmark here, and I'm sure you will all have experienced this, is that when another party uses that service, they will be asked to agree to terms and conditions or download an app at the other end. They don't just transfer only. This is where secure document transfer comes in. With secure document transfer, we transfer your documents, provide you with a certificate, and that is it. We transfer documents securely, up to 12 documents per transfer. Documents are deleted from the service post-transfer, and you get a certificate for each transfer. All documents are encrypted in transit and in rest, and this service is EU-owned and hosted in the EU in an ISO 27001 and NIST 2 certified data center. However, the more interesting things are what we do not do. We do not process outside of the EU. We do not share data with any third parties. We do not ask your clients to agree to our T's and C's or download an app. We do not sell you marketing material, and we do not store your documents. It's like registered post of old, but online. If you engage with the service, this is what it looks like. You can see your transfers, what documents were sent or requested and where they went to. And most importantly, these green ticks, which show that the recipient has downloaded all of their documents, therefore the transaction is complete. If you want to send the document, simply press Send Document. It opens up a page, and you can see here, we're going to send to John Smith at Jones Legal. You can store many contacts in the system. In this instance, we're using two-factor authentication. However, you can use simplified authentication, or my favorite, which is single-use transfer link, which means if you send a link, if the recipient at the other end can open it, it means that the link has not been compromised by anyone else. You do your transfer, and it's as simple as that. The outgoing mail, you can decide what you're going to put into the subject line, provide a reference, which is very useful for sorting later on, and a message that you want, and you can put a template in here that'll work for you. Upload, and in this instance, we're going to upload 2 documents and send. When we send, we'll see on your page here, you can see John Smith at Jones Legal, 2 documents were sent, however, they haven't been downloaded yet. If we look at another user, we can see here that we sent documents to Sean. We can see the messages that went with it. These are the 2 documents. They have been downloaded and they have been deleted from the system, and the link to this transaction has also expired. So everything is complete there. I'm going to close that up. If we want to look at this transaction, we can click on the transaction number. In here, we get very detailed information on that transaction, the link activation events, when documents were uploaded or downloaded. But more importantly, this is where you get your transfer certificate. And this certificate will give you a massive amount of detail in relation to that transfer, and is sufficient to prove the transfer of those documents in a court setting. If you're a business owner or a business manager, you can also look at all of your transfers. So if I click all transfers, I can see all of my users, what they've transferred. So if a user has perhaps left the business, has gone on holidays, or you've multiple users taking care of a client, you can search here using your reference number or using the recipient address and see all of your details. So instead of having these transfers tied up in some other systems or in your email system, you've got all your transfers in one place. Secure document transfer is very easy to use. It's safe and secure, hosted in the EU and owned in the EU. It's a simple transfer service and provides a certificate of transfer with each transfer. It's also very low cost. At €4.50 per user per month, you can add or take away users as you see fit. Transfers cost less than 20 cents per transfer. That means if you put in €200 and you've 6 or 7 average users, that'll last you for about a year and a half. If you like what you see, sign up now at firstdd.com.